right, it's nice out here. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say call on Yahweh, Vashem, Yahweh Shai, Vashem, Yahweh coming back at you with another video through the power and spirit of Yahweh Vashem Yahweh Shai. And the name Yahweh Shai is only begotten Son. Much love to the prophets out there, to the 144,000, whoever they may be among us Israelites. Much love to you guys. Shout out to the Aquap, the men that's in this word. Whether you be from a camp or not, you still go to the highways and byways, and you still seek the mercy of Yahweh. Much love to you. Shout out to the Aquap, the beautiful women, and whether you got a man or not, you still fear the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh. You listen and you learn in silence. And tonight, there's no title today. Today's title is just various topics, various things that's going on in the world. And one of them was one of them I was listening to was a debate on why the Israelites, which are the wicked 2/3, are still in the hoods, why they won't get their stuff together. Why continue the vicious cycle when you do, in some way, in some form, have a way out. And that was a good question that actually gained my attention. And the guy that was talking about it, he really didn't know. Like, he knew a little bit, but he didn't know the great deal, and he didn't want to, put together, both paradigms of good and evil. They tried to exclude the white man from the whole thing, and they want you to put it in the past, and they want you to forget about it when he laid the groundwork for it to be like this forever. And then not only that, the white man is putting in the money into these neighborhoods, from what he had created, which is what we call today the criminal underworld, and they make billions and billions off violence and the death of our people, and the gang mentality makes millions off. They make millions off that, which is the drug trade, and the way they do things. So it is a paradigm, like it says, I control the light. No, I am the light. I create. I am the light. I create darkness. It says neither. No, I create light. No, I make the light. I create darkness. I make good and I make evil. And it says, damn, I forgot that one. If I can find it. Nah, not in this book. I wouldn't even remember, man. Oh, there it go. It says, I form the light. I create darkness. I make good and evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. So, there is a balance. There is an ecosystem. There's a food chain to this whole thing. It's not just something that just happened. It's a system that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai had created, to keep this in balance until it's all said and done. Now, right now, we all know the word is already out there. Everybody is pretty much aware of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. His son Yahweh Shai. Everybody is aware of the children of Israel. They know who we are, and everybody knows these things. So there is no actual, reason why they should be doing what they do, but they do it anyway. And well, there is a reason. I take that back. There is a reason why they do what they do, but they no longer, in a way, they no longer have that reason. They can repent and come back, but we all know, like I said, there's a system, there's a balance to all of this. And with that being said, it's the reason why they are where they at, and they don't want to change is because, the Lord, he's still punishing people. He's still, the curses are still there, It's evil spirits that keep that intact, that keep it going, even though sometimes we can leave by choice. Sometimes the Lord, to a small degree, don't give certain people a choice. He forces them into that kind of lifestyle, and so he can punish them and he can make them suffer. Now, sometimes he'll have mercy and he will allow them to reform and escape, and then sometimes he'll let them die in that lifestyle. He'll allow them to destroy themselves. you know, and a lot of these people and a lot of the wicked 2/3, they do that, you know, and they show that they don't want salvation. They want to do what this white man had created. And like I said, gangbanging started with that with the white man. The Bloods and the Crips was a story called Gangs in New York. Good story, but it does show you where the red and the blue come from, you know, where the Crips and the Bloods come from. They just took it, renamed it, and there you go. There's the Bloods and the Crips, you know. They took the colors, same colors and all that, but they renamed it, you know. And if they didn't realize that, then that's a lot more creepier, you know, because the Gangs in New York is an old story that they turned into a movie. I do believe Leonardo DiCaprio was one of the lead actors on that movie. I do believe so. And if they did that without knowing the story, that's even creepier, you know, because like they said, history has a way of repeating itself, you know. And that's like a major curse on our people, is this gang mentality. And the very thing that they created was to protect us. They became, to fight the monsters off and protect us, they became those same monsters, you know. So let's not forget, you know, that the devil, you know, which is the white man, he does have a part in this. He does have a role that he has done to our people to create that psychological damage, you know. Even though we in those times to where you can repent and go back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, a lot of our people, which is these wicked 2/3, don't want to. And if they did, you can only imagine the damage that it would create if they would just stop working, if they would just stop killing each other, they stop selling these drugs, you know, they stop giving drugs to our people on the streets, and they put them guns, they stop pointing the guns at each other, you know, and they really just lock down, and our people really just join forces together. And that would be a very powerful spiritual moment that would and they would praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That would give them that spiritual moment that they need for the Lord to come get us a whole lot earlier than what we got to go through, because now we got to go through some bad times. It says in Psalm 74, it says, "O Yahweh, why hast thou cast us off forever? Why doth thine anger smoke up against the sheep of thy pasture?" It says, "Remember thy congregation which thou hast purchased of old." It says, "The rod of thine inheritance which thou hast redeemed, this Mount Zion wherein thou hast dwelt." So, you know, he hasn't cast us off forever, but it is one hell of a long time, bro. Now we get into the point to where, like, in these 2 to 3 years, it's going to be some extreme hard times. The way inflation is going, you know, how these drugs is becoming more and more evident. They got a lot. What's that new drug? It's not a new drug, but it's becoming more and more popular. It's called nitrogen gas. So you got these new kids that are smoking nitrogen gas, not knowing the effects and how, and it causes a nitrogen gas, I do believe, or it's called laughing gas. There it is. And these kids are doing this new drug, and it's mainly our people that's doing this drug, like making it more popular, because at first it wasn't that popular. You know, white people do it every now and then, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But our people, you know, are making it more popular, and they doing it more and more, and they buying laughing gas or nitrogen gas from, you know, I do believe cannabis spots, or you could get it from Walmart, you know, or I think you can. No, I don't think you can get it from Walmart. I forgot where you can get it from, but you can buy it from certain spots. And our people, and especially the younger generation, is doing laughing gas, you know. So, and I see that as another curse, you know, another curse, another affliction, you know, and we coming out of it, but as we coming out of it, the heavier it's gonna become, you know. So it could be new plagues, it could be new curses. Yahweh can do anything that he wants, and it's gonna cause more and more lives to be taken off of what he decides and what kind of punishment he decides to execute. Now, none of this is nothing new. But, you know, right there, like I said, we call it WOMP back in the days, you know. It make your voice deep, it make you laugh, you know, and it can make you pass out and have extreme seizures. So, but nowadays they call it nitrogen. Well, it's really nitrogen, but, or laughing gas. But, they doing it, and it can actually damage your respiratory system. It can actually do something. So I saw it as another form of a plague, another form of a punishment, through the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because like Yahweh said, if you forget me, I will also forget thy children. So the children is coming out. That's another thing. And women shall bring forth monstrous children. The Generation Z, there's a lot of people that's talking about Generation Z, because you had I'm Generation Y, which is the millennials, and then you got Generation X, which is my people, and then I do believe you got the boomers before them, which is different eras that were born from time to time that put us in the rankings of these different events that happen to us, which caused the generation to change due to the environment that we're in. So now you got the Generation Z, and the Generation Z, for some strange reason, is looking older than Generation X, because of the life that they live in, and because of the times that we in. The age, like they say, age ain't nothing but a number. It's nothing. It's truly nothing but a number, especially the times that we living in. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm Generation Y. I'm millennial. So I look a little bit younger, than the next generation after me. And I may have my little fucked up teeth and all that because of my life. You could tell that I've aged, but I look like I'm still 25, 26, and if I keep working out, then I would look like I'm probably like 23, 24 years old still for a long time. Everybody tells me that, but when I look at my other counterparts, and I look at my sister and my brother's generation, and I do believe that they are a generation. I think they low-key borderline. They are part of Generation Z. And they look older, and they look more senior. They look like they already in their 30s, and they still 26, they still 25. The generations are fucked up. They don't have much order to themselves. They doing all of these drugs. They doing whatever they want. Society, the inflation is causing people to stress. It's causing people to worry. Different things in society. It's causing the children to change into, and to be more adults than the adults are. So that one is kind of strange. They don't really have order. They disrespectful. They like their lifestyle. Some of them inherit the things that they parents do. So if the if the parent do drugs, then the child is gonna do drugs. So you got to understand that these kids, and then the parents, some parents in our community, they don't have they could care less about controlling them, because that the single parent, even though nowadays you don't have to have single parent, but the damage was so bad during the times when black people had that put on them, whether it's the county or Planned Parenthood, it caused a major separation with our people. So, now you got a lot of women that don't mind being without a man, and that's pushing the brothers away, and they training they sons, if they got sons, to serve the women, and to be softer, and to not care about shit, and then also training them to be slaves, because women be thinking that, go to school, what you supposed to, all this criteria is needed for you to at least be a person with common sense is normal. Go to school, go to college, go do this, go do that. You can be anything that you want. And they're not really explaining the dangers of what could happen to you later on, and next thing you know, they one obedient ass worker, because we all know that college is just a resume for you to be a good worker at a job. It just makes you look better. You might climb up the ladder. You might climb up the ladder a little bit, and go and get you a good job, but you just got placed in an upper class working environment forever, make you a little bit of living and stuff. But nowadays, a lot of the jobs are going overseas. The good and valuable jobs that people need to be mid-class, they going overseas, man. You know, so a lot of them is not finding any good jobs like they're supposed to, not finding any careers, you know, and a lot of them is just going more and more overseas, or AI is taking over the basics of what things are going on. And oh, that's another one, the B system. Oh man, the B system is even the worst. One of the biggest ones that's coming up is because the AI is a part of the B system, you know, and they got that shit, you know, being set in. You know, technology is being upgraded more and more, you know, and people are starting to, you know, look at that, you know, starting to pay attention to what's going on. They even making robots that they could put out on the streets, you know, that look like people, you know, fucking the systems are becoming a little bit more and more advanced. You know, they got the robot dogs, which is nothing new, but you know, they got drones, you know, they got fucking phones, you know, that's like cybernetic, and they doing smaller jobs. You know, a phone can have, for, you know, for people who like music, a phone can download a whole studio for free, you know, and even you can even make a fucking rapper off AI and they can rap for you, you know, because these jobs, one day these jobs not gonna be here like that. You know, small labor jobs might be here and there, you know, but you know, when the time comes, it's not gonna be too much going on. I'm trying to put more information out on the B system, but that's all I know for right now. But that is one of the biggest things that you got to pay attention to, you know, is the technology and where it's headed, you know, and just focus on what's going on, because all this is to bring about the, you know, the major prophecy, which is the mark of the beast. It is said, like I told you, in that book that I was studying, which is the Freemasonry Dogma by Albert Pike, and it does explain that one thing that they want and one thing that they try their best to maintain is the control, the mind control that they have on the people in general. You know, so they want to be able to control your mind. So nowadays, when the beast system do come out, when the chip do come out, you know, when whatever happens with BRICS and whatever's going on between America, you know, we in the next 2-3 years, either we gonna see that chip or we gonna see BRICS money, you know, and that'll be a sign of a serious change too. But I right now the dollar is still strong. They haven't took it off the market or whatever, and the dollar is still up for trade. But you know, BRICS is coming, and at some point America is gonna have to clash and deal with these debates, and they're gonna have to issue out that chip in order to sustain themselves, especially when you go into the new world order, because that's what's happening right now. A lot of people is complaining about the money system and how everything is going up. We dealing with a lot of men that's being treated, especially a lot of men that's being treated with cruelty, you know, and they keep on inflating the egos of women, you know. So a lot of men is walking away. You know, I do be watching those videos, you know, because society is affecting the working class more than anything. You know, you gotta have workers in order to keep working, even though this is a part of their plan, because if it wasn't, they would stop it and change it. But that's a part of the working class, you know, and men are desiring to walk away because of what's going on, you know, and they don't want to work anymore. They don't want to go get jobs. They don't want to do nothing. If anything, they work the system, and they live off the very system itself, you know. So they go poor, go to the county, you know, get their county checks. If they got a disability or if they prove to have SSI, they'll get on that. Men is going all out not to get up and go and get a family or go and get and these are also signs of the decay of a society, a collapse of society. And for us Israelites, that makes me happy, you know. That actually makes me happy, like, because these are extreme signs of a weak nation, you know. And at some point it's gonna fall, you know. It is gonna fall. We just need, like, you know, per se, like they say, the straw that breaks the camel's back. We need a catalyst. We need something that's gonna speed it up. But it all happens in Yahweh's time, and we should just hang on. It's a couple ways to go, and fucking enjoy the ride. Like he said, he gonna bring our enemies down to our feet, you know. He's going to make our enemies, like I said, sit on my side till I make thy enemies thy footstool, you know? So right now, that's exactly what's happening. You know, the Israelites they actually got one up on the enemy, and they're doing better and they're flourishing. Those of us that are flourishing, we making a way. In the most inhospitable of environments, we still thrive because we believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and we try to sustain our sanity. We try to keep our dignity, especially us men. You know, especially us men. You know, we realize that the Lord is trying to take stress off of us rather than put more stress on us. You know, so we can live a simple life. We can live a comfortable life until it's time for Him to come. Yahweh willing, those of us that believe, we live that long, and like simple things, like, you know, you don't have to always share what you got. You know, you don't have to have kids. You don't have to get married. You know, you don't have, and it's a lot of other guys that are outside of Israel that are figuring that out too. You know, and that's another thing, that the people that's representing this nation, they realize that this nation don't care about them. So they're actually taking huge losses, you know. Even their own women is going to go date Israelite men and being like the Israelite woman, you know. Even their own women is abandoning them, and that's exactly what they need, you know, to thrive in this society. That's exactly, women is exactly what they need to make them feel whole and to keep them working, you know. So it's triggering a major problem nowadays with the separation of men and women. And then on top of that, you know, it's us, those of us that's dating outside of our race, you know, and we going abroad and spreading the seed of the Israelites across the states, you know, across the countries. And that's a part of Yahweh's plan too, you know. But and then on our side, we do have men walking away. A lot of us brothers is realizing that we don't have to deal with certain things that we used to deal with. That's a part of the Bible too, because we know Yahweh know how hard it is for us brothers, you know, and He's doing everything in His power to take all of those burdens off. If we listen to Him, we don't have to fall for certain traps. We don't have to deal with certain stress. We don't have to worry about this and that, you know, because, you know, you're born into a society, and when you reach a certain time and you reach a certain age, you know, you realize that a lot of stuff that you do, you know, a lot of stuff is ran by money. You know, you can't even have a child without looking at that child as a bill. You know, you can't even, you got to make sure you're ready for the car. You know, either you get a car note, or you get the car, or whole payment of the car. You got to pay like 10, 13 racks for a car. You got to be ready for that, you know. Or you want a simple apartment, you know, you want a simple place to live, which should be free, you know, but it's not. You know, you got to pay for that, and you got to pay every month. You know, be ready for that. So what better way, you know, than to limit those burdens, you know. Especially, you know, having a woman by your side. She's nagging, she bound to leave you the moment that you slip, you know. She get tired of seeing your face, you know. It's a lot of things that a lot of Israelite brothers go through, you know. And, or, you know, having like 2 or 3 kids, and this shit is turning out more of a nightmare than what you had hoped for. You know, you got them on the county, and you got to work, you know. The wife, your wife, she probably not working, because normally that's what a lot of the black sisters do. They don't want to work. They want to use the county to get what they want and still go do whatever they want. And then they manage, you know, if the county is paying them cash and food stamps, you know, they feel like they don't need no job. They could just sit around and do whatever they want, go out and find money to get in other ways, you know, by prostitution, escorts, you know, using another man. And they realize that they don't need you, because they feel like the system or the state is going to always support them, you know. So that right there, you don't have to deal with all of that. Trying to raise money up to get married so you can honor your father and your mother, you know, like that. You don't have to do that, you know. Spending thousands just so you can impress your dad and get the approval of your mom, and things don't work out like that. You gotta as much as men would like to do that, as much as his brothers would love to do that, you got to be able to realize what time and day we live in, and you can't do the things that you want to do, you know. Because men look like, us brothers, sometimes we look like, damn, like the other nations in them are getting married and they having all these kids. Why can't we do it? Some of us might get away with it, but the times that we live in, it's not a good idea to even do all of that. Marriage is connected to church. Church makes a lot of the money off the marriages. Israelite brothers ain't getting married like they used to. Like back in the days, you can get married with a woman. And that's another thing, social media, that could be noted to the beast system. Social media is conditioning society to look a certain way and to act a certain way, even though in reality it's not. But people, they be on their phones and they watch TV so much that they not realizing that the way that this system is, it's conditioning the way they think and how they feel, like how they got 20 to 15 different genders when it's just male and female. That's another one, man. That's another one. That's the sexuality is being bended out of fucking control. Look, nowadays niggas is walking around having the private parts of a male, having a private part of a female, and then they got another organ that they're using as a sexual part, and then they have another organ that's a part of them talking about I'm a triple bisexual, like weird shit, weird ass shit, so you got a lot of things that are being created through social media, and the way they thinking is because of how the beast system is working, turning people against each other, people arguing over different beliefs that don't exist. The church is bringing it, trying to sustain more people through that. You got the rise of the female, even though it's been like that. The way that the state makes money is that they put the female up top and put the man on bottom. They're encouraging them to do this, encouraging them to do that. You can go and be this. You can do anything y'all want. Get it, females. Because they know that there are more women on the earth more than men. So that most of their bundles of cash come from that. So it's like it's a lot of things, especially with that beast system. Because that's a part of the beast system too. And that's why they call it. That's why they call Babylon the Great Whore. Because these women, they think that they run this. Now, when times of war do happen and these things do take place and all hell break loose, guess what? These women is going to be the first ones to flee from battle, and they want to force men, and they want to force men to fight for a cause that's not their own, And when that happens, this is why a lot of people are afraid of a collapse or afraid of a World War III, or some sort of attack from other nations because of America's tyranny. If that does ever take place and that does ever happen, it'll be a wrap for them, because it ain't gonna be no laws or no cops to stop men from doing what they want to do, whatever they want to do to these women. So, for those of us that know that, for those of us that see the inner workings of the game and see what's gonna happen and what's gonna take place, you do realize that, when these females, they fall, they're gonna fall hard. And right now they at the beginning of they fall too, because a lot of men are not doing what they want them to do. They're not doing what they want them to do. A lot of men are not acknowledging them. They don't want to be simps no more. They don't want to be used. A lot of Israelite brothers, they rather just be by themselves, girlfriend here, girlfriend there, or somebody to talk to. If you're a good Israelite looking brother, but ultimately you don't want to put nothing on your back. You got to know when to give up. You got to know when to pull out. You got to know when to say enough is enough. And it's becoming more and more evident. Like they said, by 2020, I think 2030, a lot of women will be singleless and childless, because of what they doing to the men in general. And it is, even Israelite brothers is feeling the same way. The Israelite brothers, there's a lot of Israelite brothers that's becoming passport bros, and they leaving these women. They leaving these women. It says, lift up thy feet into perpetual desolation, even all that the enemy have done wickedly in the sanctuary. It says, thine enemies roar in the midst of thy congregations. It says, they set up their ensigns for signs. It says, a man was famous according as he had lifted up axes upon thick trees. By now they break down They carve work whereof at once with axes and hammers. It says, they have cast fire into thy sanctuary. They have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name into thy name to the ground. It says, they say in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of Yahweh in the land. That's exactly what they did. They want to get rid of or take all of the things that hold proof and connection to who we are and to and our relationship to the Almighty, and destroy it or steal it and hide it away, you know. And the Bible constantly reminds us that there is somebody responsible for your destruction. There is somebody that's in the workings that's causing you to break down, that's destroying your people, and they living off your people. The same like the story with Lazarus at the table of the kings, and he was trying to beg for crumbs in the story. And when he died, those dogs came and licked his sores and ate his wounds, you know. And when he passed away in the story, he went to Abraham's bosom. Now, Abraham's bosom is heaven, and he got the splendor, he got the kingdom, he got the riches, he got everything that he wanted, and he never had to feel pain again, you know. And in that form is Lazarus is a story of the Israelites being down, you know. The Israelites being destroyed, them having a downtime, you know, because right now is our downtime of slavery, poverty, disease, destruction, you know, being looked down upon, being laughed at, you know, and nobody batted an eye, nobody cared, nobody helped us in our downtime, not truly, you know. And Yahweh known this, you know, not truly. You didn't take them and lift them all the way up. You know, because like they said, if the white man wanted us to stop doing what he's doing, he would put down different laws and change things and take the guns away from the ghettos, you know, take the drugs away from the ghettos, you know, make us, allow us to go and reform our people that don't want to be reformed, put them to death if we got to, you know, equalize the law on our people like they did a long time ago, like how Pharaoh, and I forgot which Pharaoh it was, but in the times of, I do believe, Exodus, one of the Pharaohs that remembered, I do believe, it's not Jeremiah. I forgot that guy's name, but he was a part of the 12 brothers, and one of the brothers that cast him out, and then he became Pharaoh. You know, the Pharaoh before that, I do believe, well, let's just say one of the Pharaohs had respected the Israelites and allowed them to worship their God. You know, and they worship their God, and they got their people together, and they had their own community. So same, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But so the same paradigm is for us. They wouldn't allow us to do that and go and reform our people, because our people wouldn't have no choice to pay attention to Yahweh if they didn't have all these things around them. You know, they still got a choice to come back, but most likely they won't, because they feel like the world is better, you know. But if you take away the world and all they got left is their belief and their faith, they would go back, you know. So there is somebody in the workings. There is, look, imagine if our people didn't want to do drugs anymore. Imagine if they didn't want to sell it or distribute it. Imagine if they didn't have no gangs, they didn't want to kill nobody no more, they didn't have no guns. You can only imagine the problems that it would bring, you know, to society itself, to the white man's society and what he built, because he makes money off chaos, he makes money off wars, he makes money off death, you know. And it's a lot of majority of our people that are dying daily, you know. But so imagine if our people just said, fuck it, we don't want to do this no more. We want to go back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua and change our life, and we want to be Israelites again. We don't want to do this shit no more. It would cause a lot of problems. It would actually cause the state to come against our people, you know, a whole lot faster. All this shit would speed up a whole lot faster if the Israelites were to just remove themselves entirely. The 2/3 join the 1/3, and they become one, and they remove themselves. But there's a reason why Yahweh does what he does. He needs somebody to judge. He needs somebody to punish. He needs somebody to be made example of, you know. He needs these evil spirits and these and these curses to keep working, because he got to punish who he got to punish. He got to take care of things, you know. There's still things to be ran, despite, you know, what's going on. It's still things that need to happen. So that's why a lot of this shit ain't stopped. That's why you still got the hood. That's why you still got gang members. You still got shootings. It's a paradigm, it's a balance that's meant to be created until this is all over. It's people that need to be punished, you know? There's people that need to escape and build morality about themselves and have a backbone, because people that escape, they reform, they become better people, you know? They realize what they do is wrong, and they go into the fold of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, or sometimes they just become better people. You got to really look at the inner workings of what Yahweh trying to do, you know? But ultimately, we all should go back to Yahweh, you know? But that's exactly what he's doing. It's a purpose for everything. Don't ever think that nothing is done without a purpose, you know? It says, we see not our signs. It says, there is no more any prophet. It says, neither is there among us at any that knoweth how long. It says, O Yahweh, how long shall their adversity approach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? It says, why withdrawest thou thy hand, even thy right hand, pluck it out of thy bosom? For Yahweh is my king of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. Thou didst divide the sea by the strength. Thou breakest the heads of the dragons in the water. Thou breakest the heads of the Leviathan in pieces, and gavest him to be meat to the people in inhabiting the wilderness. So that right there is a form of Yahweh making our enemies, our strongest enemies, food for us, and benefiting off them and becoming stronger. So in that paradigm, in a mysterious way, that is exactly what's happening nowadays too. The Israelites is on the rise. A lot of us brothers are reforming. A lot of us brothers are changing dietary, our workouts, order. Because like they said, the worst thing for a man that's out of order is to get into order. That's the most difficult thing. But when you get it and you got it, you know. And one of the first things that you got to arrange is yourself. And one of the first things that you got to focus on is not your body, but your spirit. Your spirituality got to be in a sense of balance. It has to have a sense of control. You know, you got to have a sense of knowing good, bad, you know, strong, the weak. You know, you got to have the truth from a lie. That all that shit matters. Your spirituality is the first thing you get in balance, and then comes your mind, and then comes your body. Like, everything has an order to it, you know? So that right there, in a way, the desolation and the destruction and the more we suffer is making some of us stronger. And we thrive off this, you know, us going broke and falling off and not knowing what to do, you know, and us going homeless or getting your heart broke, you know, and your woman leaving you and taking all the kids and you losing your job, you know, and this is daily, you know. So when hard times do come, extreme hard times where you don't have nothing at all, you realize that you're used to it, you know. So a lot of people that got a lot of money, a lot of people that made big accomplishments, you know, they got all the gold, they got all the cars. When the time come, when all of that to be taken away, you know, they ain't gonna know what to do with themselves. Like the Bible said, a lot of them that reject the word are the best that you committed suicide. You kill yourself, you know. It does say that in the book. A lot of them gonna be poisoning themselves. A lot of them gonna be fucking shooting themselves and their whole family, because they know the times that we about to enter in and the gravity of the different situations, and especially when the wars come in. Because right now, one thing that the Most High is aimed at is in this society right now is the money. You know, the money system. The work environment is decaying, you know. Different businesses, different companies, you know. He's more focused on economics right now than anything. The Most High is weakening that so bad, because if you get rid of the money, then this whole shit will go up in flames, you know. There's a lot, and it's a lot of different signs of major trouble. Like the Hurricane Beryl in Texas, you know, how it just blew through and it destroyed everything. They had to deal with this tempest. And it tell you in the Bible to flee from the coastline. It's better to live in inland than on the edge of the land where it is by the water, you know, especially in these times, because they keep playing with the weather with these chemtrails and these different chemicals to test things, you know, making fake suns, fucking making their own clouds, molecular cloud formation, and all these chemicals is actually having a serious effect on the world, and on the weather system, and destabilizing its very natural order, because the world is a living organism, so they bringing up big ass, fat ass tornadoes, violent tempests, whether it be tornadoes or hurricanes, extreme flooding, because a lot of the stuff that's happening in America is 10 times worse in different countries. They getting hit hard, man. And those are extreme plagues. Weather can be an extreme plague. We haven't seen it on the scale that we expect to see it on in the next 2 to 3 years, but we gonna see it. You're seeing tremors, different kinds of earthquakes, different kinds of underground activity with the fault lines. It's a lot of stuff that's one thing that the Bible keep you on, is a universal mindset. Pay attention to your surroundings. Sometimes it's good to watch the news. Like it say right here, what did it say? It says, we see not our signs, there is nor more any prophet. So back in those times, Yahweh was so mad at us, he wouldn't send a prophet of our salvation, which is the angels that's on the earth. People that be on the highways and byways. I can't say myself because I'm not all that perfect, but I do be here whenever I can. But the real prophets, the ones that be there, and they be trying to reform the people, and they be trying to turn them to the way of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to repentance, to life. Like Yahweh says, seek me, for I am the life, I am the way. And that is very true, for those of us that's suffering, and especially for us brothers, man. Because how many times in the Bible does it say, to the men of Israel, to the men of Israel, to the wives of Israel? He's not talking about the women, he's talking about the men, because we all know, a part of biology, we all know that the man was the original woman. He was the original woman, but the Most High was like, okay, we need a balance. It don't look right for him to be the ultimate woman. So that means that before the woman was here, the man was able to procreate without her. He can have kids without her. He can, and then it is proven that actual animals are like that in the wild. It's animals that don't need a opposite sex to procreate. Certain plants, they got the vagina, and they got the penis. That's a part of their roots, so they can just multiply without the help of another sex, another plant. And some plants do need that, but ultimately, that's how powerful of the Israelite man was in ancient times during creation process. But the Most High was like, you know what? That's not a good idea. We need to balance out the paradigm, and he made the woman, during that time, So and that's the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that he had changed that for us, so because the man is the ultimate woman. So when the Most High responds to Israel, he wants the men to come first, because the men are in order. Now as for the woman is the woman now, but the man is the ultimate female, so he called a man first, and then he called the woman, because the woman is the servant. Woman means servant, and that's exactly what she is for the man. She's meant to serve the man. She's meant to, in the eyes of the woman, man is God. The Israelite man is a God. He is a Lord. And what I call them, lower gods, El gods. That's what I call us, because we the lowest gods. We the ones that are on the ground. We the angels without the wings. That is very true. And that's exactly what the prophets are. They are angels that don't need wings. They come down here, and some of them are driven to their sole purpose of telling us, because we're in that age of the new wine. We are in that age of the new wine towards the end of days, to where we need to come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We need to repent. We need to pray. We need to get our houses in order. We need preparation. You need to know the truth. You need to know the truth about who you are. You need to wake up from a deep sleep. Do the best that you can. Do everything in your power. If your sole purpose is driven to that, then do that. Because it's a lot of prophets that's just throwing away everything that they cared about, throwing away everything that they believe for this purpose. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. I don't even know why I do what I do sometimes, you know. And it's hard for me to change my ways, and it's hard for me to break away from this life. That's why I need Yahweh to destroy this place. I need Yahweh to come save me, because of the things that I'm doing, and the impact on myself is so great. I feel like I need to survive. I feel like I need to go get my own things. I feel like I need to do tattoos for a career. I need a job to sustain myself. I need to get out of what I'm at, because where I'm at, I'm gonna be honest, a woman is over me. Whether it be my family or not, she's still a woman. She's over me, and she does whatever she wants, even if it is destructive, you know. Even if it is destructive, she destroying herself. She could care less, and she don't give a fuck if you got to deal with the repercussions of her problems. So I got some sort of stress on me, you know. When Yahweh punishing me, he chastises me, I know it's for the good. It's only to make me stronger. But this is the kind of trouble in my personal life that I'm dealing with, you know. And it's still the curses. It's still problems. It ain't perfect, but at least my punishment in my life, and I do know that, you know. I do know that at least my punishment in my life, you know, right now is a lot lighter than a lot more people. Look, all I got to deal with for my body physically is my teeth. You know, I'll go, and then it's a point in time to where Yahweh is going to send me to go get my teeth taken care of, you know. But he has to build me up as a man. I'm still going through this man process, even though I know that I'm a God. I know that I'm an angel. I know that I'm one of Yahweh Shem Yahushai's sons, you know. But even I am not exempt from all of that, you know. Even I am not spared from this life, you know. Even though we his children, we still got to go through this process. That way, when we return to Yahweh, we know what it's like to be down. We know what it's like to be up, you know. We know both the paradigms, light and darkness. In order to be a God, you got to know the difference between good and evil. You know, you got to have the regular eyes, you got to have spiritual eyes, you know. You got to have, instead of having one head, you got to have two heads. You know, because in the book of Ezekiel, the angels, they got like at least 3 or 4 heads. That's how powerful and advanced Yahweh Shem Yahushai's teachings are. You know, instead of 3 people, instead of 1 person, it's 3 people in 1 person. You know, if I'm getting to you right, you know, but no need to go spiritually deep for things that people are going to find out. But yes, you need a great deal of teachings and that power, you know, to have that understanding in order to be a God, you know. So, you know, we going through our little process. We going through whatever we need to go through. You feel me? And you know, our little spiritual things, you know, like just right now, people keep walking past me when they got all this space to walk through, you know, and they want to walk right past me, graze me, wondering what I'm doing. Or metaphorically speaking, those who hold the light attract darkness, you know. The people see the light, you know, and in their spirits, they gravitate towards the light. They see the truth. And I ain't even all that damn perfect. I got my little tunic on, you know, because it's hot as hell. I got my cloak with the fringes on it, so I look more biblical later on when it get cold, you know. But I understand that, you know. And these spirits, they know what light is, you know. So Yahweh's spirit rests in me, you know, and his light shine forth through me whenever I speak his word. And that's always a good thing, man. I was gonna get mad and be like, why the fuck y'all walking close to me? But I understand that, you know, wisdom, knowledge and understanding, stability of the times, the strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is a great treasure. I do fear him. I do love my Lord. I'm sure as hell getting my ass kicked. I'm burning in this goddamn hole, but at least it's not that bad, you know? I want this world to be destroyed. I want to go home. I want to be in the kingdom forever, man. I want to be with Yahweh Shem Yahushai forever. I'm tired of all of this. I'm tired of what I'm going through. But it's making me so fucking strong that in a way, I like being here. You know, that's fucking weird, you know? I like the world. I like the earth. I just don't like the condition that it's in, that that it's in. I don't like these powers that be. I don't like them. I don't like how they control this shit. It's fucking nasty, you know? And this is where a lot of the Israelites, a lot of the Israelite men desire to be the next kings. I understand that because they could run the world better, you know? They desire their thrones back, you know? If the Most High made me a prince or a king, I would be able to balance this shit right. I would be able to take care of my people. I would be able to control the geology. I would be able to control the atmosphere, you know? I would be able to control the food, the money right. I wouldn't be greedy, you know? And that's exactly what Yahweh Shem Yahushai is looking for. You know, the kings and the rulers, even though I don't want to be none of that. I'd rather be, look. Like I said, the gold, the kingdom of heaven is within you. You are the gold. You are everything, especially for the Israelite brothers. So you realize the story of the poor rich man. Even like it said in the Bible, it said, "Blessed be the poor, for I know that he is rich." In the book of Revelation, you know, because we are rich, you know, and you got to understand that. Wait, let me get to that. I want to read that before I close out, because I'm always talking about the poor rich man. I think I'm going to read some of Revelation real quick before I close out. Revelation chapter 2. I'm going to start at chapter 1. Right here. When Yahushua step on the scene and it tells you what he really looks like. It says, Revelation chapter 1, verse 8, it says, "I am Alpha, I am the Omega, I am the beginning, and I am the ending, saith Yahweh, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty." It says, "I, John, who am also your brother and companion in tribulation and the kingdom and in the patience of Yahushua, which is in the Isle of Patmos." And according to the story, this John, instead of the John that was beheaded and his head was delivered on a plate, this John died in the salt mines of island of Patmos. It says, "For the work of Yahweh and for the testimony of Yahushua," it says, "I was in the spirit on the Lord's day and heard behind me a great voice as if a trumpet saying, I am Alpha and I am Omega." So, you know, beginning, the end, you know. But he said he was in spirit on the day of the Lord. Now, the day of the Lord is the great destruction, the great calamity, World War III, followed by the return of Yahushua, the second coming, you know. So it says, "And I was in the spirit on Yahweh's day, and I heard behind me a voice, as if a great voice, as of a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and I am the Omega," meaning that Yahushua is Adam, and he is Yahushua in the second coming, meaning that he's the beginning and he's the ending. It says, "The first and the last, and what thou seest write in the book, and send it up to the 7 churches which are in Asia." And 7 churches are in Asia. They represent the Israelites. So it says, "Unto Ephesus and Smyrna and Pergamos and Thyatira and unto Sardis and unto Philadelphia and unto Laodicea." It says, "And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks," which means completion, and also represents the Israelites. It says, in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, like one unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool." It says, "as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire." It says, "and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace, and his voice was the sound of many waters," meaning that he was black. He was dark-skinned, and he had red eyes. Simple as that. And he had because when he looked at him, he saw his dark skin, and then he looked at him. Well, he probably was looking from the bottom up in the story. So when he looked at him, he saw his feet, and his feet was black, and then he saw his face. No, he saw his white, the golden garment, and then he saw the white clothing that he was in, and he looked up from his feet all the way up to his face. So it says, and his voice was the sound of many waters, and he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp, 2-edged sword, which is the Bible, and his countenance was the sun shineth in his strength. And when I saw him, I fell at his feet as dead, and he laid his right hand on me, saying unto me, Fear not, I am the first and I am the last, and I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore, amen, and have the keys, let it be so, amen. It says, and have the keys of hell and of death. It says, write the things which thou hast seen. It says, and the things which are, and the things which shall be hereafter. So this is the beginning of the end. It says, the mystery of the 7 stars without stars on thy right hand, and the mystery of the 7 golden candlesticks, the 7 stars, and the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 candlesticks which thou sawest are the 7 churches. It says, unto the angel of the church of Ephesus write, these things saith that holdeth the 7 stars in his right hand, and walketh in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks. I know thy works, and thy labor, and thy patience, and thou cannot bear them which are evil, and thou hast tried them which they say that are apostles, and are not, and hast found them liars. And it says, and has borne, and has patience, and patience means suffering. We suffered well. It says, and for my name's sake has labored, and has not fainted. It says, nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. That's exactly what the Israelites did. Even the top and the strongest of us prophets are in line with the things that we have done. We've all done it. It says, remember therefore whom whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first work. Repent means to return. It says, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and remove thy candlestick out of its place, except thou repent. It says, but this thou hast, and thou hast hated the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate, which is the enemy. It says, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches. To him that overcome will I give the tree of eat the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of Yahweh. It says, and unto the angel of the church of, meaning that we become immortal. It says, and unto the angel of the church of Smyrna write these things, saith the first and the last, which is dead and was alive. It says, I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. There it is right there. He knows that you're the Israelites. He knows that the real gold is you. It says, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. It says, but are the synagogue of Satan. It says, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, but be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. Because when the time comes, we all gonna get tried. We all gonna get tested. Even me. I might not be much, but in their eyes, in the state, and in the nation, I am seen as a great threat, because I encourage change, and I believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and ain't no white man gonna be my God. So I will be attacked, I will be punished, might be thrown in jail. However the story may go for me, however Yahweh write the story, that's how it's gonna go. So like I said, but that point right there, he said, the ones that have been through poverty and the ones that have been through trouble and great tribulation is us, the Israelites. And Yahweh said, I know that you guys are rich on the inside, because we are the Israelites, and we have the truth, and we know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is our God. So even if we have nothing, we always got to be reminded that we are special. We got the gold, we got the Bible, we got the truth, we got the real gold is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's name. You know what I'm saying? His namesake is the true gold that's going to save us out of these times of trouble. Because everybody's story is going to be different when the time comes. But as far as I'm concerned, for the men and for the brothers right now, for you feel like that you don't have nothing, and you feel like that you down on your luck, and you feel like you on the bottom, it's meant for that to happen to remind you of how special you are. You know, your suffering is special. You know, you are special. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is within you. You know, he dwells within you, and that's the real goal. Like I said, poor rich man, the poor rich man, you know, he had everything, even though in the eyes of people he had nothing. Because of the things that he had, people couldn't see, but he's seen it, you know. And with that, that's the end of my various topics. I got to go back to the house. My nephew is there. And with that, call on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. In the name of Yahushai, I have to come back out here because I know I didn't come back out here last week. I got to keep it going, even though I fuck up, I get weak. I ain't perfect, you know, but I know one thing. Keep worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahushai until he come. Call on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. In the name of Yahushai, I love you guys. Shalom. To the next video.